What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. In the last episode, we finished up the entirety of the amateur pod racing circuit. We also took down the first race in the invitational pod racing circuit, and we made it about 3 courses through the semi-pro pod racing circuit. In this episode, we're going to be finishing up this circuit with Scrapper's Run. Now, before we start, as always, we're going to be heading on into the Junkyard and seeing what different, what things we can buy. I don't really think I will be getting all that much here. Maybe I can get an increase in my turning. That actually might be nice. Let's do that. Let's take a look at all these different things. Is there anything like damage that I need to actually work on? It doesn't really look like it. My cooling? It's too expensive for my blood, unfortunately. What's my top speed at? My block 6 thrust coil. Okay, I think we'll just leave that for now. And we're going to try to go through this entire race without crashing even once. So, we're into the skies this time. This is our first time experiencing a course on this planet. I have a complicated relationship with this planet, thanks to one particular course that I'm sure some of you might remember from my initial Let's Play. But this one in particular is not so bad. Like, this exact iteration of this planet is not so bad. So I'm going to be refraining from using my boosts too much on this course, just because it isn't really all that necessary, especially with my insane top speed. We're going to use it on a few straightaways here and there. Okay, can we actually... Oh my gosh, I can't turn. Oh, I was like... My turn was like locked up there for a second. That was so strange. Okay, we're good now. We're good. Yeah, this is one of those levels where it's very easy to actually die from falling off of the level if you're not careful. So be aware of that. You've also got a lot of low-hanging ceilings where if you are in the middle of turning, as you go through the entrances, you can clip it with your engine and explode. So be wary of that. But this one is, like I said, it's not too bad. You got this jump here, which is going to knock me out of my boost, and there we go. All right, so not so bad from the start. Just going to take it nice and easy. Don't want to go careening into any walls. And let's start our next boost. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, oh my gosh, it keeps locking up my turn on that particular part, and I really don't like it. Alrighty. Not a fan of that at all. But we're able to make it somehow. We can boost through this section. Let's be very conservative with my boosts here, because I don't want to crash at all. I would really like my pit droids to repair some of my parts, and it makes their job a lot harder if I go about crashing all of the time. All right, make this jump. There we go. So this is just like a taste of what you're in for on this planet in the future, and we'll be getting into that in due time. Don't you worry. Although I do want to come out and say it's not as bad as I made it seem the first time around. It really isn't. In fact, it's actually pretty darn easy, and I can't wait to explain how easy it is once we actually get into it. Although there is a good possibility I might have to actually post-commentate that race just to make it so I can actually... Because you still need to focus. It is still the hardest course in the entire game, but it's not as bad as I made it seem. I can promise you that. Okay, I definitely need to repair. And there we go. All right, we're good. Let's keep moving. I am not racing, like I said, I'm not going too crazy on this course. I'm definitely playing it conservatively because I just don't want to lose any parts, and that should do it for the race. Awesome. Not bad at all. So got through that one with Mars Guo. We got our new pod racer, another character I'm not really all that big of a fan of, Juan Sandage. I don't think that character was in the movie whatsoever. But now we have Mongaza once again. This time we can unlock Bull's Roar, who has the, I believe, highest top speed in the entire game. But unfortunately, every one of his other statistics is pretty terrible. All right, can we get this thing? We can. Yes, let's do that. I am definitely going to take that and get myself some monies back, which still leaves our top speed at max, which is awesome. There's nothing else I can really get, though. Yeah. Let's see, maybe that? No, that's going to cost me more. Let's just leave it at that. All right. Into the next one we go. All right, so remember this course? Yeah, we got the desert planet, same exact area. We unlocked Mars Guo on. This one is much, much longer than even the one we unlocked Mars Guo on, so it is going to take a while to get through the whole thing. But as I stated in the last episode, we're finishing up this circuit in this one. There is no way we're not. So you're going to be dealing with a lot more obstacles in this course, particularly these things right here, these little crawlers, which will move, and if you do find yourself going into the treads, you will die. They will crush you. They are a little bit annoying to deal with, but once you get through this first part of the level, it's pretty much smooth sailing from here on out. But anyways, like I said before, the Trek favorite, he's just all top speed and basically nothing else. I'll be showing you his statistics in due time. Don't you worry. Not the biggest fan of that character. I think he's the highest top speed, even higher than Sebulba, which Sebulba also makes up for it by being far superior in other areas, although I'm still not the biggest fan of Sebulba himself, and I will explain why once we actually get around to unlocking that character. It's not all that great, at least racing-wise. It's great if you're finding yourself constantly close to your opponents and struggling to actually beat them, but as far as completely destroying your opponents, I would still stick to pod racers like Mars Guo, and then also the character we're going to be unlocking in the next course that I can't wait to have a little bit of discourse about, because I know he is a perennial favorite amongst Star Wars Episode 1 racer fans. Oh boy. Can't believe I freaking crashed. Ugh. Okay, we actually got some money back, and we're going to be getting more. Okay. I hopped too high. That was a mistake. Did not see that thing coming until it was too late, and there was no way of stopping that. It's not like you can break in midair. All right, there we go. Somehow still got a lap record out of that on an almost 2-minute lap time. Frickin' heck, this course. All right, we're doing fine. I think this is going to be my last episode of this session, because if you can't tell already just from the sound of my voice, I am losing it. Big time. Okay, whoa, that could have been bad. That could have been really, really bad. Yeah, you don't want to play with those tanks too much. They will get you. I don't even know why I'm calling them tanks. They're more like cats. Like, you know, like the construction cats. It's more similar to what they are. You know, excavators, I guess is the word I should have used. They haven't even finished the first lap yet. I am killing these guys. This is ridiculous. I am over 40 seconds ahead of everybody right now, which is awesome. Like I said, Mars Guo is kind of overpowered. He is such a good character. Like, look at this. Look at how easy this is. How much I am just blowing everybody away. Like, nobody has a chance. Nobody. At all. I kind of love it. All right. Let's try not to get into a wreck this time, as we did in this section earlier. Oh, gosh. Like, right there. Golly, bouncing around between the walls. Not very good. All right, and when we land, that will take us out of our boost. Can always account for that. I love how the orange glow just kind of popped into existence as I approached it. Pop-in in this game is very, very poor, but okay, I want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about that right now. Let's talk about the look of this game. So, I'm just going to come out and say it. I prefer this look, games that look like this, over games that try to emulate the NES or SNES style any day of the week. And I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Well, so first of all, yes, these games are not restricted to 2D space, for one. That's a given. And I know a lot of people like 2D games, but that is not the sole reason why I like this style so much. I like this style, no matter how ugly it is, because it is very clear about what's going on. There is no mistake what you're seeing at any given time, despite how ugly it might look. I don't think there are near enough fan games out there or inspired by games that try to emulate this really dated-looking N64, PS1, Dreamcast era style, where, yes, it isn't the best looking in the world, and there's certainly ways you can update that, like, I don't know, in cutscenes or character models, but the fact that the colors and the models themselves are so clearly depicted in this game makes it better to play, and I'm dead serious about that. With modern games, especially games that try to go for a more dreary and drab look, a lot of the times it's actually very difficult to tell what's going on screen. I mean, this was a constant criticism that was levied at the likes of Gears of War back in the day, is that it's so just undersaturated and filled with tones of gray that you really couldn't actually see what's going on, and sometimes enemies would get lost in the background, and it really did make the actual playing experience worse. And a game like this, you can obviously see what's happening. There is no mistake what is going on at any given time in this game, just because of how clear everything is. The character models, the way the environments look, the way that colors are used. It's such a simple style that honestly, I don't think gets enough credit just because people go, well, it looks ugly. It does, but it's the right kind of ugly, in my opinion. It's an underappreciated level of ugly. And I don't know. I'm a big fan of it, and I wish we could get more games like this. Heck, I wish we could just get more remastered versions of games like this, where all that's updated is the resolution, the frame rate, and the controls, and then everything else is left intact. If we get more games like this, like even if they did like, you know, Super Mario 64, any number of rare games, which they have done a few, like Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, if we can get updates like that, I will take them in a heartbeat, because these games are great. They're just held back by a couple of really dated things, mostly to do with the hardware of the system itself. Again, resolution, frame rate, and then the controls. But if all those things can get fixed, these games they're still great. They still hold up really, really well. Anyway, okay, it's time to talk about this character. Neva Kee. This character, for anyone who has ever played this game before, knows him well. Knows him too well. And we're going to be unlocking him after we finish this race, and I'm going to air out my grievances with this character. Well, I don't really have grievances, actually, but talking about why I think Mars Guo is slightly better as we go into this race. Let me check my parts real quick. Hold on. Let's vehicle upgrades. Here we go. Oh, no. All my parts are in full health. Okay, cool. Let's just do it then. This is going to be the first time we experience a level on this planet, which is pretty exciting. Neva Kee stands out for a lot of people for a couple of reasons, mostly due to the pod racer shape. It's not one of the only pod racers that does not have its engines attached to its cockpit by tow cables, which is something that I feel like is very memorable for a lot of people. Another thing about Neva Kee is it's all acceleration and turning. That is one of the best handling pod racers in this game, with the best acceleration in the game, while also not even having all that bad of a top speed stat. So a lot of people have always leaned towards the fact that Neva Kee is the best character in the entire game. And I would agree with that if we were playing the Nintendo 64 version, where the game is harder. But in this edition, I have to beg to differ. Mars Guo is the best character in the game. If you are struggling to not die, a lot in this game, and crash into things and make your turns, then yes, Neva Kee is the best character in the entire game. You are going to be punished the least. That was dumb. I don't know why I boosted there. You're going to be punished the least for your mistakes by using that character. You're going to be able to recover in situations more easily, and you're going to be able to make your turns better. All while having a relatively good acceleration and top speed. It's pretty much everything you could dream of, but for the sheer fact that Neva Kee can't have the top speed that Mars Guo does have, he is objectively worse, in my opinion. Because if you're able to maintain that top speed through most of the race, then you don't really need to worry about anything else. And because of Mars Guo's amazing turning, and not to mention traction is actually the real gold star in his arsenal, you're just going to be objectively faster than you would be with Neva Kee. So I will be using that character a couple of times in this Let's Play. But aside from that, in fact, I'll probably use him more just so that we can switch things up. But I still think Mars Guo is a better character. I really do think so. On the merit of that top speed stat alone. It's so good. Not to mention Mars Guo is able to, I believe he's able to boost for longer than Neva Kee as well. But we'll be getting into that character in the next course, I'm sure. Just so I can show him off and give people those warm and fuzzy feelings of picking their favorite character as a kid, because I know a lot of people really like that character, and I'm included in that. Neva Kee was my favorite character as a kid. He sounded hilarious, too. Let's talk about that for a second. He cackled like a madman when he boosted, and it's great. And we all, as kids, loved that. Because I'm gonna call y'all out for it right now. If you were a kid that grew up in the Phantom Menace days, you thought Jar Jar was funny, too. Almost every kid at the time did. It was just the people who were a little past that age group that thought Jar Jar was the worst thing since, I don't know, okay, maybe that was I'm sorry, maybe that was the wrong word to use. I'm so sorry. I'm going to bleep that out, actually. That was that was a very insensitive comparison to make. I apologize. Oh, jeez. I'm going to get in trouble for that one. No, I won't actually, because I'm going to bleep it out. How about, you know what? I won't make a real world comparison. Everyone hated Jar Jar. You know what? No, let's say this. Worst character since the frickin' fuzzy dog character from the Black Cauldron that everybody hates, because that character sucks too. Oh gosh. Well, that movie just sucks in general. This is the worst, one of the worst Disney movies of all time. You know, hey, speaking of that, Disney, why don't you remake that movie? Like, for real, though. That movie, first of all, would seriously benefit from the live-action treatment. And second of all, actually needs the remake. If you're going to continue to do your live-action remakes, do that one. Because the animated version of that was a horrible, horrible representation of the books, which are phenomenal, by the way. And you could totally do that justice again, because honestly, the Black Cauldron universe would fit well in the Disney writing and story department style, and the animated version just failed in that department. And I think if you guys did a live action version of that, it'd be great, but you're not watching this anyway, so what does it matter? I don't know. I would rather see Disney waste all of their money and all of our time and effort on movies that actually need remakes, as opposed to the freaking Lion King, you assholes. Why did you remake that? I still want to like punch a Disney exec over that one. That was unacceptable. Anyway, that was dumb. Let me just end this rant by careening into a wall. Oh my goodness. I'm on a roll on this course. Seriously. I gotta watch the things that are coming out of my mouth right now. Saying things that are super inappropriate. I'm so sorry. What has gotten into me today? Okay, we definitely only have... What time are we at? Yeah, we got time to finish up the next level in this circuit, although my parts are going to be in serious need of repairs by the end of this race. No lap record on that one, actually. Very surprised by that. But we've unlocked Neva Kee, which is exciting. Okay, before we jump on in, I am going to... Let's inspect my vehicle real quick. I need to go to... Okay, so I need to replace my traction for sure. Let's go to the junkyard. They are not going to be able to repair all of those parts by the end of that race. Let's see. Can we afford this one? Yes. Ooh, that is a great upgrade, actually. Okay, let's just save with that. Save on that one for now, and then we're going to change vehicles and head on over to everybody's favorite character, Neva Kee. So he's got that amazing traction and turning, fantastic acceleration. I mean, look at that. Just an all-around great character. At least that's what everybody claims. I can also get a top speed upgrade here if I so desired, which I will do that. Let's see. Can I upgrade my cooling here? Maybe if I go to the actual, like right here. Yeah, I've still got so much money to spare. Might as well. All right, let's do this thing. The last Aqualaris course in this section. This is another really long one, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. I guess another good thing about Neva Kee is he's very small, so he's able to thread the needle in a lot of sections very easily. So a lot of people are big fans of that as well. I do like this character. I would say that him and Marzguo contend for the two best characters in the entire game. Absolutely. They are certainly the two that are the closest to the top and are the easiest to use, and you can get the most value out of it any given time at any given race. Aside from the couple of ones where I would recommend using Bullseye and Avoir, most of which are on Malastare. And then, of course, the hardest course in the entire game that we'll be getting into at a later point, probably actually in the next episode? Yeah, actually, because that's the one we're unlocking once we finish this race. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Can't wait to show that off. Maybe I should use Neva Kee for that one. I've never actually tried him on that course, but maybe I'll have to. Yeah, definitely don't have the boost time that I did with Marzguo, but that's okay. I am just trying to show you guys what is the best stuff to use in this Let's Play, so we're not going to be too picky. Or we are going to be, sorry, we are going to be picky while going through this Let's Play. My bad. Seriously, I am like super focused right now. This character still feels great. Still one of the best characters to use in the entire game, for sure. Just, I don't feel like I'm getting as much speed out of him as I was earlier, but that's okay. That is okay. We are winning by a very wide margin. I am fine with that, as long as we don't go careening into walls. Okay, that's right. I forgot about that turn. I forgot about that turn. Oh, yeah. I knew one of these Aqualaris courses had a turn like that, and I couldn't remember which one it was. It's this one. If I had the map up, I would have actually been able to see that coming, but I don't really need it now that I'm about to actually finish this lap. At least our cooling is really good. Still got a lap record out of that, which is awesome. Good racing so far. Our stats on our vehicle are really high as it is anyway, which, using that junkyard method, that is the best way to, you know, keep your pod racer in tip-top shape at all times. Oh, I need to scratch my nose. But I'm going through so many things that are precarious and dangerous, and I can't scratch the nose. Oh no. Oh, what do I do? Oh, this is the worst. This is a whole nother level of hell. Oh gosh, it's so bad. I can't. I gotta focus on the race, man. You gotta be kidding me. Ugh. I also love how this character that we're about to unlock is like nicknamed Bumpy. Like, why? Why is he nicknamed Bumpy? I don't understand it. What is the context for that? Okay, I caught a slick there and I didn't even realize that. Oops. My bad. Alright, let's keep going. Doing fine, we're doing fine. Let's go right past those guys. I know there's like a weird shortcut you can make as you're jumping over these platforms at one point, but I always forget how to actually make that shortcut. We're freaking killing them anyway right now, so I'm not too concerned. And that's our small size is a benefit, absolutely. No denying that at all for making it through certain gaps and whatnot. I probably should have taken that shortcut that I failed to take on my initial run through of this area on the last Aquilaris course. I will do that on the 3rd lap. Okay, we're coming up on that turn. Okay, here we go. All right, let's actually air brake, thank you. Oh my goodness. Woo! You just gotta frickin' hold it down on that part. There we go. Woo! Look at this. Just cruising, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think another thing I like about this character is that it's the one time where you can actually go into this mode and you don't feel like half your screen is completely obstructed. But then you can also see this hilarious character and what he looks like. Oh, that still is like an eyesore, though, with the camera tilting and all that whenever you turn. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would freaking love it if they ever made like an actual VR pod racing game. That needs to happen. Like a really good VR pod racing game. That would be so freaking fun. Remember those, I don't know if anybody watching this play those, you remember those like the arcade cabinets where you like actually sit in the pod racer and it would like move around with you? They were very popular for probably about half a decade after the release of Phantom Menace. And I think they did like a re-release with them with like the Star Wars Kinect version of the pod racing game integrated in. So like the graphics were all updated and whatnot, but then it still ran on the arcade engine instead of the Kinect controls, which made it objectively better. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but I remember playing that arcade game and having a blast with it. It was so freaking fun, and I really think we need like a VR experience of that because, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like just the concept of pod racing is one of the funnest concepts Star Wars has ever given us. Not gonna lie. I know I sound biased, but I really do think so. Okay, I think I want to go through. I wanted to go through there, but I blew it, so now I can't take the shortcut. Gosh dang it, I am really struggling at that. You got to go right through the middle there. Frick. The timing is so difficult, and it's really, I don't even know if it's really all that worth it for the amount of time you save. I mean, you probably shorten it by like 4 or 5 seconds. So all that crashing was really bad, and now I'm very worried about the state of my parts after this race because I already know that that only 3 of them were going to be repaired anyway, and there was about 5 of them that were in bad shape. So they were almost all in bad shape. Here we go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, let's make this turn here. And boost to the end. Perfect. There we go. Not too bad at all. And with that, we have unlocked a new character, Arc Bumpy Roos, who has one of the weirdest looking pod racers in the entire game. I love the paint job on it, though. It's kind of great. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I hope you all enjoyed it very much. In the next episode, we will begin by tackling the toughest course in the entire game, and I will be showing you that it actually really isn't as bad as I made it before. So, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much. Oh my gosh, he has a little antenna on his antenna. I never noticed that. Anyway, I will see you all in the next one.